Welcome back, everyone. This is TheKillerNacho again, and I have a battle here against Sharpedo43, and he's probably one of my favorite people to battle. He's pretty awesome, and he has some nice narrations on his YouTube, so make sure you check them out. I believe this was an underused match, and it actually kind of happened like 2 streams ago, but I've been kind of getting backed up because of all these NGDL matches and monotype match tournament things. So yeah, we're a little bit backed up posting these. But there are the teams. I actually thought it would be funny to bring Mega Sharpedo against him, knowing that he'd probably bring Mega Sharpedo, being that it's kinda his signature Pokemon. So I'm like, oh, it's going to actually be a battle of Mega Sharpedos then. Fine. Challenge accepted. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Infernape. He leads with his Nidoking. I am a Banded Infernape. I decided just to go for the U-turn. Unless he's Scarfed, he can't really obviously outspeed my Infernape, so I can kind of see what he does, and he makes a disgusting prediction right off the bat here. Going for the Ice Beam, I used U-turn into Crobat, so that was kind of disgusting, and I'm really mad because losing Crobat early is not ideal. So I'm going to go back into my Infernape now, and this time I believe I just go for a Fire Punch. No, I go... Oh no, this is not Infernape! Right! I brought along, my Zoroark, so I go for a Night Daze, which actually doesn't do much against the Primarina either, so I have to actually switch out. So I go into my Moongiss as he decides to go for the Hydro Pump, so that's going to miss, and doesn't really matter if it did, because, yeah, it's not going to do that much anyway. I believe I just go for a Spore. He goes into his Tornadus, so, yeah, that thing's going to go ahead and take the Spore, and I think I switch out. No, he switches out as well. He's going to go into his Nidoking. I believe I do switch out because I don't really have a whole lot to do. And I go back into my Infernape, figuring it's a good pivot mon. And, yeah, this Nidoking can still threaten me with, like, Earth Power and stuff. And he's going to go into Latias. Now, this is actually not freaking Infernape. I confused myself again. No, this is Zoroark. And I just wrecked him here on the switch. He goes right into Latias, actually believing it's the Infernape this time. I go for the Night Daze, and that just obliterates that thing. And, I believe my, I think I'm Specs on that, Zoroark, so that just kind of got obliterated. So in comes his, Beware, and that thing's just going to go for a turn. It does a sick amount of damage to my Metagross considering the resistance, so kind of makes me believe that this is going to be Choice Banded, so I don't really have to worry about, you know, him staying in, but he does. I guess because he liked the damage enough that he wanted to get another return off. Maybe he predicted the Stealth Rock, so he knew that the damage was, you know, kind of free. Ends up being a pretty good prediction for him, too, and keep in mind, Beware has a really good ability that I believe reduces the damage of all contact moves. And that's why he's so confident, because he knows that I probably can't do that much damage to him, and I probably just would have gone for the Stealth Rocks. Anyway, so in comes Sharpedo, and I decide not to overpredict. I know he could crunch here, but I didn't want to give him like any free setup with this Sharpedo, so I decided to stay in and do some damage, or if he does go through Protect, he just goes for the crunch right off the bat, which is fine. I know that I have a pretty much perfect counter to this Sharpedo, but the main reason I brought my Infernape was because of this Sharpedo, because I know I can just kind of Mach Punch it away. Even if it Mega Evolves or what, I have the priority over it, so it doesn't matter how much speed it gets. I know I can just pretty much kill it with Mach Punch. So in comes Tornadus again. It's going to take some, obviously, 25% damage from the Stealth Rocks, and the Mach Punch does a little bit more than 25% as well. But I believe that this Tornadus has a, has this used Burn to turn yet of Sleep? I don't actually know. I don't think it does, so I just go ahead and take the save switch into Sharpedo, and I'm going to go ahead and Protect just to get the free speed boost. I figure, why the heck not? I actually probably should have just attacked him, because he was obviously trying to, like, burn turns. No, you know why I did it? Because he could have woken up that turn, and I didn't want to die. I needed that to get, you know, faster, so I'm just going to go ahead and Ice Fang now. I don't even need to Mega Evolve, I think, to kill it, so I just do that. It can give me another speed boost, and plus I don't really think... I mean, I was thinking about whether I wanted to, you know, keep staying with Sharpedo or not, and then he goes into Beware, and I have no safe switch-ins for this guy. I kind of lost my one normal resistance, and, yeah, I could easily have a fighting move too, but I think it's probably going to go for the return since I have, like, nothing for it, so I'm like, well, I need something to die, and I guess it's going to be Mega Sharpedo, looking at, you know, the rest of the team, so I pretty much have to sack something to this, and I just decide to now Mega Evolve and do as much damage as I can with freaking Waterfall. But no, in comes my Moongiss. And, yeah, I'm hoping that this thing can take a hit, because I can Spore this thing now that I killed the Tornadus, so, obviously Sleep Clause allows me to sleep something else, and I'm gonna go ahead and sleep the Beware, so that's a little bit of, so I really need to do this to keep this thing from harassing me. He's gonna actually, make the smart play, though, and just try to stay in. He knows that my Moongus probably can't do... I mean, I could Giga Drain, but it's not going to do a ton of damage to Beware. He knows that he can probably, and in his mind, hopefully wake up before I can kill him. I do go for the Synthesis, though, because it's like the safe play. And here I believe... I can't go for a Spore, because if he switches out, obviously that would violate Sleep Clause. I'm kind of just trying to predict his wake-up here by going for the Synthesis. He ends up, you know, staying asleep for another turn, and now I am going to go for the Synthesis again. So that's going to bring me back to full. And the basic reason I did that is because I know that he's probably going to, you know, lose the sleep before I can actually kill him. So it's pretty important for me to, you know, have enough HP that I can, you know, survive one of those returns and then Spore him again. So pretty good play for me. They get him, you know, back to sleep. And I think, what do? I think I go for the Synthesis again because it's too dangerous for me not to. Because obviously I do have one turn of guaranteed sleep, but if he, you know, gets the first turn wake, and over the Giga Drain, he could easily kill me for turn. So I do kind of need to keep my Amoonguss healthy. I do have a Regenerator going for me, but yeah, obviously that's only 25%. Anyway, I need to sack some of this Nidoking because you know, it definitely kills something. I actually was predicting Flamethrower or Ice Beam, which obviously would have threatened my Moongus more. He makes a good play going for the Sludge Wave, which is stronger against the rest of my team, and it goes ahead and kills my Zoroark. So out goes Nidoking. He knows I can outspeed him, and I decide just to go for a Fire Punch. It is a contact move, so it's gonna it's gonna get reduced by ability, and I think also his ability Fluffy actually makes him weak to fire too, so that definitely takes the thing out. But anyway, in goes Mega Sharpedo. So he picked a pretty darn excellent time to pop this. And I decide, because I'm down to 2 Pokemon, I decide to see how much damage I can do with Fire Punch. I was so close to finishing this stupid thing off. So freaking close. If I would have gotten maybe a little bit more damage, I don't know, I could have maybe taken this thing out, and that kind of sucks. The good news is, he also fails to take me out with Psychic Fang, so that's kind of nice. And now he's going to get, you know, I'm going to predict correctly the Protect, so he can get +2 speed, and go into a Moongus. Now, I don't know if Moongus can take a Psychic Fangs or a Mega Sharpedo, but we're going to go ahead and find out. I think he pretty much has this game right now. He does with the Psychic Fangs. I do end up living, but he still has that Nidoking in the back, as well as his Primarina. So he's going to obviously go into Nidoking here. He's going to force me to sack either my Moongus or my Infernape. And, yeah, Primarina should be able to handle the rest. So yeah, he goes into Nidoking. And this thing is going to obviously outspeed this. If I go into my Infernape, I die. And I won't have, you know, anything to, like, Thunder Punch. I guess I could have sacked... Why didn't I do that? I don't know. I could have sacked Infernape, but then gone back to a Moongus. But I don't think a Moongus... Because this thing isn't Scarfed at all, so... this Nidoking could have just switched up its moves against my Moongus, even at, you know, 27%. So that kind of sucks. And now his Primarina's left, and I'm locked into Fire Punch, because obviously I can't lock myself into Thunder Punch. I was actually pretty close to killing this Primarina, too, with Fire Punch. So that kind of blows, but it is what it is. Good game, Sharpedo43. Really close match. Really entertaining match, in my opinion. So I always like when that happens, when, you know, a good match goes both ways. So today's question of the day is going to be, with the hidden ability starters, you know, that got released, which is your favorite? Now, I'm probably going to go ahead and go with the crowd and say Intimidate Incineroar is going to change the meta. I think he's going to actually grow to, like, UU at least, because Intimidate Incineroar with freaking Assault Vest can switch into so many things. Long Reach is kind of a nice ability for Decidueye. It avoids certain things like, you know, abilities like Static, and more importantly, abilities like, you know, the item Rocky Head, and the ability, what is it? Oh, I can't think of it. The Thorns, like Ferrothorn and stuff like that. Rough Skin. So it avoids all that stuff. I think depending on the set, I might prefer Overgrow, but I think it's a pretty solid ability. I really hate Primarina's ability because, honestly, what is it? Sparkling Area is the same base power as Hyper Voice. So in singles, it's basically not needed, and you pretty much should probably always go with Torrent. I think they actually missed an opportunity with that ability. Should have boosted power like Pixelate and the other similar abilities do. Although I guess they're not completely similar to those abilities because it doesn't convert normal moves. It converts, you know, all sound moves, but still, it should have given a boost in damage, and it doesn't, and that makes me kind of salty. So, yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.